So we're super pumped to come in here and share from two amazing women, Katie and Krystal. I am so excited to hear from you guys. Obviously, if you guys don't know me, my name's Carly. I'm the CEO and founder of Team Root to Rise, and I co-host this group, or this team call, with Cassie. And we're going to start off with some recognition from coaches who are pushing their businesses forward, who are doing the things that we do as coaches, aka hitting Success Club, helping people, paying this community forward, paying this opportunity forward, paying this responsibility forward, as we learned at Summit. But I'm just going to shout them out. Cassie's going to shout out her girls, and then we're going to move on and hear from Krystal and Katie, who are Diamond coaches. I want to talk just a little bit about why we're doing this and why this is super important. Whether you guys signed up 5 days ago, whether you signed up 5 seconds ago, or whether you signed up 5 years ago as a coach, Diamond needs to be what you're focusing on in your business, whether it's Diamond rank or a Star Diamond rank, because I always just remind, and I start talking about Diamond and the importance of advancing your business to Diamond rank right when people become coaches, because it really does show you that it really proves that what you're doing in your business is working if you can rank advance yourself to Diamond, because that means that not only are you doing the things that are responsible for you to be doing as a coach, but it's also you showing other people how to do those same things, right? Because if we want to make an impact on this world, if we want to help more people, we not only need to help people ourselves, but we need to teach other people how to help people, right? So all Diamond is 4 coaches on one side, 4 coaches on the other, and one of those coaches on either side need to be Emerald coaches. Obviously, you're going to have way more emeralds than that in your organization as you move forward, but not only teaching people how to become coaches, but empowering other people to show other people how to become coaches. That's how we make this ripple effect big. That's how we help over 100 lives every single month at Team Root to Rise, which is literally mind-blowing. I could never do that by myself. But remember, when you're pushing towards Diamond, that is you leading from the front. And if you can get yourself to rank advance to Diamond, past that, you're just rinsing and repeating what you already learned. And that means that what you're doing in your business is working. So if you're not at Diamond yet, keep trying to change things in your business and figure out how you can get there every single month. It's not scary. It's not this big crazy deal. I love celebrating people when they hit Diamond, because again, that means that they're doing something right in their business. If they're hitting Diamond, they're becoming a Diamond coach. But it's not like this big like end all thing where, oh my gosh, like I climbed the mountain, I'm done. It's more like, oh, you know, like when my coaches hit Diamond, usually they send me a message and they're like, oh, this is what it takes to be successful. Oh, this is the work that it takes. Like, oh, I wasn't leveling up beforehand. So hopefully, I mean, I'm sure that we'll hear that from these coaches, but it's just a really solid reminder. It's why the ranks are there. So it teaches you really what to focus on. But to start off, I'm just going to share from my coaches, and then I'll let Cassie go. No barking. They make like Chewbacca noises in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear them. So I'm at the top of the leaderboard. That's SC28 and 5 new coaches. I have Angie Gala at SC18 and 4 new coaches. Leanna Swords at SC10 and 3 new coaches. Brianna Dalrymple, maybe, SC10 and 2 new coaches. Gina Funaro, SC10 and 2 new coaches. Jordan Bowman, SC8 and 3 new coaches. Noel Stockstead, SC6 and 4 new coaches. Vic Phillips, SC6 and 3 new coaches. Kylie Tolsma, SC6, 1 new coach. Kayla Eck, SC6. Chloe Wylot, SC6. Anna Fink, SC8. Girl, make sure you put your name above the people on SC6 because we want it in numerical order. And then Carissa Howden, SC8 and 2 new coaches as well. So make sure you bump your name up to the top of the board as well. So way to freaking kill it, guys. You guys all made it. It's only halfway through the month. There is so much freaking time left. So don't freak out. But these are coaches who are, you know, working in that space of like not scarcity. They're starting the month strong. They're leading their teams from this position of empowerment, which is super important because you always want to lead from the front, right? So I'm going to pass it over to Cassie.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Cool. Happy Monday night. So first of all, I want to tell you guys that you being on is a big deal. If you look at the coaches on the team calls, they're the successful coaches, and the coaches who aren't ever on the team calls are the ones who are struggling and wondering why they're struggling. So just being on this is a testament to the work that you're putting in, and that's what a successful coach does. They get on the team calls. So you guys are killing it. So for the leaderboard for us, there's 14 days left in the month, I believe. So still plenty of time, but also like pedal to the metal because like Carly said, if you're a business builder and you're wanting to grow a team, grow your income, whatever, like you have to be hitting Success Club, which isn't always hard, but it is simple. It's not like a overcomplicated thing to do. So if you're not at SC, really push for that. At the top, we have me, SC28 plus 9 new coaches. Rachel Trent, who SC6 plus 1 new coach. She is a very new coach. And then we also have Adrienne Taylor, whoop, whoop, SC6 plus 2 new coaches, and she is also a very new coach. And then we have a lot of girls at SC4. And the worst thing that I think happens, like makes me want to cringe and cry, is when coaches stop at SC4, because you're one person away. Like you are literally so freaking close. So don't stop. Because when I first started coaching, that, you know, I mean, I wasn't a business builder in my first 8 months by any means, but, you know, I did have months where I was like, oh, good enough, you know, and that was just a huge, huge, huge mistake that I made. And obviously now I have, you know, learned the hard way all of my lessons. So do not stop if you're at SC4, because I know every single one of you guys there will hit it very soon.
All right, so I'm going to announce, so Cassie and I both have diamond coaches that we want to share with you guys. Just some tips and tricks on how they move their business forward. We told them that they can really share, you know, anything and everything of, you know, pre-hitting diamond, post-hitting diamond, what they've learned along the way. They're both pretty new coaches from what I think. Katie, I don't know when you signed up, but I know Krystal Klander is my diamond coach who's going to share with us. She signed up last, I want to say it was April or May, dude. I think, yeah. And she actually was a brand new coach. She was an Emerald. I don't think she had ever hit Success Club or anything, but she was in the Pacific Northwest, and she like messaged me and she's like, hey, I want to sit down and have coffee and chat. And I was like, okay, like this girl's forward, like she wants to hang out. Okay, I'm like totally not. I respected that, right? Because, you know, we sat down, we didn't really talk that much about coaching at first. We just like talked about our love for like hiking and mountains and stuff. But I told her, I was like, you know, you need to make it to Summit. Like that's what's going to, you know, propel your business forward. She went to Summit. Literally, you guys, Krystal is like the fastest growing coach I've ever seen. She went from like maybe one coach, like her mom, to like soared past diamond in 3 weeks, like literally 3 weeks. So when people are like, oh, I want to be diamond by like the end of 2018, I'm like, ah, like she put the pedal to the metal, and she was just like proof that like, if you work, the outcome will come, right? Like if you do the work, you will see the results, and it directly reflects and parallels our fitness business or our fitness, right? If you follow your meal plan, if you do the workouts correctly, like the calendar asks you, you will see the results. But if you don't hit Success Club, like we ask, if you don't recruit those coaches, like you're not going to see that work. So she is just somebody who I really look up to. She was on our Lakeside Leadership Retreat. She is definitely no BS, which is totally like me. She's tough love, which I love hearing about, or like I love hearing from people who are tough love, because I'm like, oh my gosh, preach. Like I wanted to say that, but I'm so glad you said it instead. So I'm just really excited to hear from her. Again, she's a diamond coach. She signed up this spring. She hit diamond in July. She's at the top of our leaderboards at I think like SC28 or 30 last month. So she knows how to help people. And Krystal, I'm just super excited to hear from you. So just, I'm going to unmute you and you can take it away.
Okay, go away. Okay, hi everybody. Okay, so like Carly said, I signed up for coaching back in April. I had originally found her on Instagram because I was looking for things to do in Washington. So I was like, okay, I'll look up the hashtags for Washington and find all the cool places to go. And Carly was one of the people up on the top. So like side note to that is how important it is to be building your social media, because then all of a sudden when those random people are looking up certain hashtags and finding things, they find you. And that's how I found Carly. And I saw her page and I started following her. And then, like I said, I was planning a trip to Washington. I ended up going to Washington. Cool, great. Long story short, I messaged her, met up with her, and that kind of like helped fuel that fire. When I saw her Instagram, I knew that like I wanted to be able to kind of do the same thing. She was pretty blunt, straightforward. I liked reading her posts and like what it was all about. And I had no idea it was Beachbody. I think like a year before I started this, I had tried 21 Day Fix. My friend's aunt was like a Beachbody coach, and she was one of those people that just like kind of wanted the commissions. They didn't have the challenge groups. They didn't have the accountability. It was just kind of let me sell you the DVD. Here's these containers. Here's this Shakeology. Didn't know anything about it. Here it is. I tried it out. I never followed it through the full 3 weeks. I did it kind of on, off, on, off, on, off, and I fell off. So I don't want to say I got a negative stigma from it because I had nothing to do with the program, but I didn't know that any of like this existed. And I think that goes for a lot of people. So then when I signed up with Carly and found out about these groups, I think like I didn't realize how many people were talking to her all the time. So I was emailing her a couple times. I'm like, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I don't want to bother you, but I really want to do this. Hey, I'm here. So that was kind of like how I started off. And I signed up in April, at the end of April, and I didn't really do anything with it. March, I hit Emerald right away. I signed up my mom and I signed up my best friend. And at that time I signed up for Summit because I decided it was something I really wanted to do. And so I wanted to do it. I didn't have any of the Success Club plans. I didn't hit Success Club. I think I hit SC4 because I signed up 2 people and that was it. And then I was still posting on social media. That is the one thing I did start doing right away. Like literally A1 day 1 when I started posting on social media. Like I didn't know what to do. I was someone who would post like every couple weeks, and it had to be like a perfect picture from like a traveling thing or like going out with friends. And I posted very occasionally, and that's what I did. So the first couple months were slow. I went to Summit, and then that was like a huge fire burning place right there. I had planned intentionally before that to really start building the diamond. And it was that whole kind of like, I'm telling myself I'm going to, but I wasn't actually doing it. Because once you hit diamond, you're going to realize it's really not as hard as you ever thought it was. And that it's like literally the baseline. It's exciting and it's awesome. And like my biggest drive was like being able to go to Washington again. I was pushing for it, but then I heard that there was like that potential behind it. So even finding like something that's going to drive you to get to that point. So at that time, I had been consistent already for almost 3 months come July. And that was my first big Success Club month. And that's when I hit diamond. And people started to watch that. So, I mean, everyone wants to hear this big like secret sauce or this big like, this is how you do it, guys. There's this big secret. There's like no secret at all. You're literally signing up 4 people on each side. And as you continue to go, people are watching you. You want to encourage them to sign up with a discount. And that was something I did. I watched Casey's on the VIP membership. I'm sure you guys have heard of it by now. It's just like signing people up and giving them the extra momentum and feeling like making them feel more important than a discount coach. So every time someone signed up as a coach, I wrote them a handwritten letter, which I do for all my challengers. And sometimes it makes me frustrated. It's really tough and it can be hard, but that's something I like to do. But I always did a handwritten letter. I did beach bars, an energized sample, and I bought them like a little bracelet. And I wrote them like how they're going to do really great and all this stuff and to keep them going. And I had put them into an extra page as well, which in my case, it didn't really work out very well. There wasn't a really high engagement with it. So like the smaller, the better is what I found out with like groups and pages for like the time being. But I got people to feel that special, like adding into feeling. And then next month I'm hosting a retreat in October. And the next retreat I do, it's going to be all emeralds. And I'm actually going to go out and I'm going to rent an Airbnb and do something kind of like fun where people get more excited to do it. But I am just having them come to my aunt's cabin. If they were a VIP, discount coach, anything like that were local or wanted to come. I have one girl coming from Arizona. So, I mean, it's like that hypes people up. They get to come somewhere and they get to be with you. And you might not think it's a big deal or you might not have like the big fancy perfect house, but they really just want to hang out with you. And they want to know that it's like real. So I did that. And once I started sharing about the VIP membership and how excited I was and how I was staying consistent with my program, and when I ran my first marathon and I started doing these programs like a month prior, so really like built that strength, I started sharing like how I made it to Boston and how all that strength training like made this huge thing. I made it to Boston qualifying. I didn't make it into Boston yet. I don't know. But that was really huge and people saw that and they're like, holy crap, like how are you doing that? It's like, well, this is it. So literally, I mean, just start sharing a lot, like post every single day. I mean, there's days, I mean, even like this past couple of weeks has been so hard with school and I make all these excuses, but there's not one time I don't find something to post. So when you're posting on your social media, people see you every day. People are watching because there's people that, you know, I sent out those original coach awkward invites like, hey, you know, I really like this program, blah, blah, blah. Hey girl, blah, blah, blah. Like something I would never respond to myself. And then like foiling back to those people at the time being like, okay, hey, that was really embarrassing, but like you should really do this. Like this is an awesome program. And so that's brought them in with consistency. So the compound effect is huge. If you have anyone in your family or in your life or friends that you can get involved that are okay with you sharing their journey as well, that's huge to people. I've had my mom sign up with me and I've had a lot of people being like, I've been watching your mom, like she looks so good. I can't believe her transformation and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, like these are real. And this is all she does. She doesn't do anything on the side. She lost 17 pounds her first month. Like she's looking great. So getting more people into like seeing that the programs themselves can do it is huge. I come from a small town in northern Minnesota, and where I live, there are multiple towns around. So you could say there's a lot of like warm market, kind of. So it's not necessarily that I know people, but it's like you know of people. So if you're somewhere where you live in like a small town, but you've got a community, or if you're in like a big city, but you know people from all around. I mean, I graduated high school 4 years ago, but there's still like that connections, or like so-and-so's girlfriend or so-and-so's anything. Like you need to start reaching out to those people. The ones that you're afraid to, I guess that's my biggest thing. People want to start with cold market because they're afraid to talk to their warm market, but I started with my warm market big time. And as for reach outs, I think I overthought it for a really long time. I didn't know how to do it. So I'd start conversations, and I was really great at that. And then I had people asking for like my advice on school and help with this, or start talking to me about their life. And it's like, that's just too much for me. So I got to the point where I'm like, hey, you know, like I'm a coach. I don't even say I'm a coach. Like, don't say that. Just be like, hey, I'm doing this new program and I'd really like you to consider doing it. Is this something you'd want to do? I see that you already do this, blah, blah, blah. Like bring it up right away. Like biggest advice I can give you guys, please don't ever message anyone saying, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach and I'm hosting this program this month. I think you'd love it. Join me. Like do not do that ever because no one's going to want to do that. Unfortunately, Beachbody, like the name of it, has a stigma. And as soon as people hear that, they're going to roll their eyes. They know you're trying to sell them something. And you need to think to yourself, and you need to also like project that you're not selling anybody anything, and that if they say no, you need to not care. You want them to do it, but don't like keep badgering at them. If they say no, be like, okay, that's totally cool. You offer, and if you ever change your mind, here I am. And honestly, at first it seemed kind of like, oh, I should have pushed at them a little bit, but no one wants that. And then eventually all those people start coming back. So really putting yourself out there and being honest. And a big thing I've always thought of, like that Carly told me, is that if you send somebody something or you send them a message, if it's not something you would say out loud and talk to people out loud about, they're not gonna believe you. So don't send them something that Carly would say or Cassie would say. Don't talk how they do, like talk how you do. Other than that, when I was really pushing for Diamond, I signed up people because they saw consistency, and I talked to them and I reached out, is the fact that I had my boyfriend's account I was able to run, and my mom. So I just took control of the wheel right away, and then I made both of those accounts Emerald. So make it, you're literally your priority. Emerald's awesome. It's exciting. And I think we all want to like really project the excitement for everybody, because like, you know what to do. But it's just rinsing and repeating. Once you hit Diamond, it's still rinsing and repeating. And I think hitting Diamond is probably the easiest thing once you actually do it. And then it's just rinsing and repeating and making sure you're solid, and then continuing from there. So I have no secrets for you guys. It's just that you need to do it, and that you need not be afraid to do it, and just being honest with everybody. So that's all I got.
Thanks, girl. That was amazing. Oh, go for it, Cass.
No, I'm going to introduce Katie, if that's okay, because you gave her like a sweet introduction. Like, Katie needs a sweet introduction too.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and then at the end, we'll just, if you guys have questions specifically for Krystal, and then as you hear Katie, we'll open up at the end, and then you guys can totally ask specific questions.
Yeah. So my coach is Katie. She hit Diamond within 3 months of coaching, but I have to tell you her story really quick, which she might go into. But Katie works full-time as a lawyer. She's also like the busiest human I know, with a very busy social life. And she also is planning a wedding, and she's moving right now back to Chicago, or just moved. So she's very busy. And she started coaching 3 months ago, literally had never really done a Beachbody program, had never stuck to a program very much. So she did 80-day obsession. And so she'll talk about how important that was, but she hit Diamond in 3 months. And her first month of coaching, you know, she kind of just started like, oh, I'll just see what this is about. I'll see what it is. And very quickly was like, I can do this. Like, I can do Diamond, and just decided and freaking made it happen. I've never seen somebody be so laser focused on a goal so freaking hardcore. So, and she's hit Success Club, I think SC10 every month since she's been a coach as well. So she's a success starter, which if you're a new coach, if you hit Success Club your first 3 months as a coach, you get a free ticket to Summit, which is our national coaching conference every year. So she earned her ticket to that. So take it away. Wait, I can't unmute her, Carly.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Yeah, okay, cool. Hi, everyone. My name's Katie. Thanks for the intro, Cassie. Like Cassie said, I started in the end of May. And I just started because I was like, okay, it's the same cost to start as a client as it is as a coach, and then I'll see what happens. And so for the first month or so, it kind of was just like, figuring it out. But then I decided, sure, yeah, I could do this. This is fine. And honestly, for those of you that are still trying to figure out like what you want to do with this, you really just have to jump in, because I didn't realize that I wanted to lead a team until I found my coaches, and like it filled me up so much that I was like, oh my God, yes, I want to do this. You know, my first coach, her name is Darby. And as soon as she started seeing her results and like getting excited about coaching, I was like, okay, yes, this needs to happen again. I'm going to keep going. So I have 5 things that I'm going to talk to you about, just tips that were really helpful for me, and that I think are going to be helpful for everybody. And I didn't make this up. This comes from trainings. This is all duplicatable. It's literally just about doing what trainings tell you to do. So first things first is being a product of the product, and seriously being a product of the product. That's one of the vital behaviors, but it's also the most important thing about my coaching business, because I started with the 80-day obsession and I just dove right in, and I decided nobody is going to ever want to sign up with me if I want to be a coach if I didn't actually stick 100%, or not, I mean, I didn't stick 100%, stick to this program. So I went all in on the meal plan, all in on the workouts, and I shared weekly progress pics. So every week I had the same lighting, same time of day, in a swimsuit. I had my little tripod, and I took the same pictures, and I was able to share that every single week for 13 weeks, which is the 80-day obsession. And that built so much trust with people, because they could see the side by side, and especially when the side by side wasn't even that big of a change, I was still sharing it, and it was huge for people. Another pointer about that too is Cassie told me this one time, and it's been such a huge thing for me. When you go to your Instagram, is it like 12? It's either 12 or 9 pictures you can see at a time. You should have a before and after picture in that 12 or 9 at all times, so that when people go to your page and they look down to like just your first pictures, they see a before and after picture, because that is what's going to build trust. So what I did, and what I would recommend you guys do, is that every week you take pictures, your progress pictures, take them from the front and the side and the back or whatever, and just share one on Sunday night and one on Wednesday night or something like that, and just like stagger them. So I had like my booty gains that I would share separately from just like my before and after, and that's how I kept that's how I kept the progress pics always up in my page. So if you're not doing a program and sticking to it 100%, you're not going to be successful as a coach, unfortunately. Actually, no, fortunately, because you shouldn't be teaching other people how to do it if you're not doing it yourself. So dive in if you are, if you want to be a coach. Just get those results. Even if you're already super fit, you can find results. You're going to find like mindset results. Your body's going to change in some way. It doesn't matter how it changes as long as you're sharing that journey. And a part of being the product too, sorry, I'm just like saying so much on this, but it's so important. It's like my whole business, because I'm still so new, and that's like exactly where everything came from. But part of being a product of the product is being real too. So I don't love Energize as much as a lot of you guys love Energize, because I have narcolepsy, so I'm already on stimulants. So Energize doesn't work as well for me. And so I don't talk about Energize a lot because I don't want to be fake. I talk about Recover a lot because I used to be sore as shit when I did like Pilates YouTube videos, and now I'm not that sore anymore. But I'm real with people, and when they ask me like about it, I tell them, yeah, we have this awesome pre-workout, but like I don't really use it every day. But my fiance drinks it in the morning instead of coffee because he loves it so much. So be real about your progress. Be real about the struggles you have, about when you don't want to work out and you push through it, and all that kind of stuff. You have to be a product of the product, no matter how hard that is. The second tip I have for you is to connect with your why and find your tribe based on that. So I tried Beachbody like 2 years ago. I did the 21-day fix as a challenger. And just like Krystal, I didn't really stick with it. I did have a challenge group, and my coach, she's actually super successful. My previous coach, she's super successful. I just like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't the right time. And so being a challenger didn't really work for me. So when I joined as a coach and it changed my life, that's like a huge part of my story. So I know Carly had done a training the other day about how her best coaches usually come from her challenge groups. So she recruits people for her challenge groups. I'm the opposite because my why is being a coach. I mostly recruit coaches by straight up inviting to the coaching opportunity because for me and for my tribe of people, they need that extra level of accountability to stick with it. So that's who my lifers are people who want to start as a coach for the most part right now. So connect to why you love coaching and what you're loving about this whole experience and find your tribe based on that. Do you love the community best? Then talk about the community nonstop. Do you love the fact that you're finally being accountable to yourself? Then talk about that all the time. Connect to why you love it and reach out based on that. Third, listen to your upline. You guys, so much of this business is duplicatable and you just need to listen to your upline and listen to the trainings. There's so many things in this business that you don't need to reinvent the wheel on. You know, people have already gone through it and success leaves clues. All these top coaches are doing the same things. And that doesn't mean that you have to not be authentic. Like, for example, for me, with with the challenger interview, and if you don't know what that is, I know in Team Gratefully Fit, it's in the files. I'm sure it's somewhere on Team Root to Rise too. You have to change the email, these form emails, to sound like you. You can't just like copy and paste from other people and expect to have success, but you can use huge parts of that. You can use the questions from the challenger interviews, the like transitions, the intros, stuff like that. But so don't reinvent the wheel is what I'm saying. Just listen to what your coaches are telling you. And in that same vein, listen to them when they tell you tips on your Instagram. If your coach tells you you need to be posting more, post more. If your coach tells you, like Cassie told me, post more pictures of your fiance, then post more pictures of your fiance. I started doing that and I got way more engagement. Listen to your upline, okay? So they're not telling you things just because, you know, regurgitating things. They're telling you things that they know is going to work for your business because this is a really duplicatable business. 4, find a success partner. So for your new coaches out there, a success partner is essentially just somebody that is kind of in the same place as you in this business. You connect with them. It's someone to run challenge groups with. Carly and Cassie are success partners, so they run these team calls. They do trainings together. And you can have multiple. You can have like 10 success partners. They're just somebody to do this business with. And don't rely on your upline to set you up with a success partner. Go find somebody that you connect with. Post in the team page asking to run challenge groups with new people and like just see who you click with. My success partner, or the one that I've worked with the most, her name is Skylar. She's in here. And nobody set us up together. We just realized we're very similar. And well, not really similar in life-wise, but like personality-wise, drive-wise, and having a success partner has been absolutely key to hitting diamond because you need to have somebody who will tell you to cut the shit and just get your shit together because you need someone who's not your coach, who you're like, oh, that's just my coach. You know, they're telling me what to do because they're told to tell me this, this, and this. No, you need a peer who's going to help you chase those goals and push you along when you're not doing it. So find people and go about finding people by switching up who you're running your challenge groups with every single month, or run a free group every month with a different set of people. Run a coaching sneak peek with different sets of people. You have to constantly meet new people in this business if you want to find a great success partner. I got super lucky because I met Skylar super early on, but it took me a couple months before I met like Ashley from Team Gratefully Fit, and I think she's awesome. And you know, I just had to continually keep meeting people in order to find people that you click with. So find a success partner. The fifth one is to cut the excuses. You're not too busy. Reaching out isn't that hard. And just like stop having excuses. Like, we are all busy. I have a coach on my team who, she's a full-time worker. She's a mom to 5 boys, one of which has diabetes, and she is absolutely crushing the game. She does way more than a power hour every day. She takes notes on everything. She listens and does everything, and she's just running after it. I'm sorry, if someone like that can get the vitals in every day, then you can too. Like, seriously. And this is something I have to tell myself too. This past week, I moved from Pennsylvania to Chicago. I was in a wedding yesterday. I'm wedding planning myself, and I'm starting a new job. And so earlier this week on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I didn't work out. And then I had to go live in my challenge group and be like, all right, guys, I didn't work out, and now it's time to get my shit together. And so I had to double up my workouts since then because I have to catch up because I was supposed to start a program on Monday. And so I've been doing it, and my challengers have been loving that I was honest with them about that, first of all. So being a product of the product and being real about your journey. But second, it's just, you can't let those excuses bring you down because you're just going to keep letting it happen day after day. People who are successful don't let their busyness get in the way, because there's always somebody who is busier than you and who is more successful than you. And if you don't believe me, listen to Amy Rada's call on our large call. She talked about how when she was a full-time teacher, how she had to just start waking up at like 4 a.m. to get everything done. And that was a huge wake-up call for me about a month ago, because I was like, okay, if she can wake up at 4 a.m. and then go teach children every day, then I can wake up early and get some more done when I don't do that. So someone is always busier than you. Also, that team call is really, really important in helping schedule your time too. So I would recommend everybody should watch that call from Amy Rada. She talks about Google Calendar and all that stuff. So be a product of the product, connect to your why and find your tribe from that. Listen to your upline, find a success partner or multiple success partners, and cut the excuses. That's my tips for you guys.
Dude, that was
mic drop.
Freaking dropping bombs over here.
It's so nice when someone else like says like tough love, and then like I don't need to be the one to say it, but that's
right?
I'm like what she says.
If you guys have questions, you can post them now, but something Katie said that I love and wanted to go in on more was having multiple success partners. I think that's huge, and so many people pick one person, and when that one person falls through, they're like, oh, I guess I'm just on my own, or I guess coaching isn't for me. And it's like, what? I literally went through probably 6 or 7 success partners on my way to Diamond and then on my way to 1 star, because a lot of people quit. A lot of people aren't willing to put the work in. I mean, that's just the reality, and it's okay. Or maybe they don't quit, but they're just, just chilling. And I'm not going to just chill with people just chilling. That's why I work with Carly, who freaking is killing it. So, but she's not my only success partner. I work with a lot of different diamonds in Team Fight to Finish. So find a couple different people so that if one person's busy or one person kind of stalls, you're like, all right, I'm going to go work with this person. Like, I'm going to keep going.
Does anybody have any questions? If you do for either of them, just put them in the chat. It's so funny, when I started my mentorship with Jamie, she uses Voxer, so she'd put us in like this Voxer group with like 3 or 4 other coaches, and I'm the only one that's still coaching out of that entire group of like 4 or 5 girls that she was mentoring 2.5 years ago. Like, guys, you just have to be here a year from now. Like, there's a really good, if you listen to the MF CEO project, there's a really good one about just like, it's time and consistency. Again, just like our fitness journey, just like nutrition, it's time and consistency and your ability to stick it out when 95% of the people are going to quit. Because 95% of the people are hired and work for the 5% of the people who decide not to quit.
Yeah, same. Every girl, because Jamie's my upline too. Every girl I was with quit too, besides me. So, and also I love that Carly just said something I really wanted to drill home with my team lately is be here in a year. That was something I told myself every day, because I was not a super successful coach right off the bat because I didn't take responsibility for my shit. I didn't show up the way I needed to, and I finally owned that, and that's why I am where I am now. But I always said, okay, just be here in a year, because coaching will get hard. There will be times when it's like, it's hard. That's just the way it is. It's ups and downs all the time, but every day, never quit on a bad day. Rule 1, never quit on a bad day, and be here in a year from now. That's all you have to try and do.
So Sierra has a question. How do you guys structure your combos with your cold market? Krystal, do you want to go first, and then Katie, you can go after? Oh, I have to unmute you 1 second.
Oh. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So when I started reaching out to cold markets before, I used to like message them and be like, "Oh, hey, I found your profile." Oh gosh, your internet's.
Hey, first impression.
Like, I'd find someone and I'd say, "Hey, I just came across your profile on like the Explore page," and then I'd find something about their profile that I could relate to. Connection.
Yeah, for some reason it keeps cutting in and out.
Oh, she wants me to go first. Okay. So cold market. Honestly, I think if you're overthinking it and you're asking how to structure it, then I would say you're overthinking it. Just be yourself. Reach out to the girl or guy. I think they're all girls in here, and just say, "Hey, how's it going?" Just say hi. Ask them about how their page, something about like on their page. If they have a dog, I'm like, "Hey, I love your dog. How's it going?" If they have nothing on their page that I can really relate to, or if their page is private and I still like really love their bio and their profile pic, then I just say, "Hey, like I stumbled across your page. How's it going?" Just talk to her like you would walk up to somebody at a party. What would you say at a party? Because you wouldn't go up and say like, "Hey, I just wanted to reach out real quick to tell you about a program I've been doing. It's really great, and I think it would be great for you." No, you just say hi. Just try not to overthink it.
Can you hear me now? Maybe. Is it better? Okay. There's no Wi-Fi here, so I have to like hotspot it in a window somewhere there's just really bad service. So when I started reaching out to my cold market, originally I did the atypical like, "Hey, I'm doing this thing, blah, blah, blah." Just never worked out. I am not someone who walks up to somebody at a party and starts a conversation as it is. So this is not like where I was. I was always really introverted, and I waited for someone to start a conversation with me. So when I started reaching out to my cold market, it's failing forward, and accept that, and it's okay. And then you can move back to those people. It was always like, "Hey, how's it going? Like, my name's Krystal. Like, I just found your page on Explore and I like this." And that did start a lot of conversations, and that was great. But those conversations kind of ended when like they actually were invited. So what I've been doing now, I guess when I look for people, I like to find people that have really similar interests and I can see that they're into fitness. So for me, like I'm a runner, I run halves, I ran my first marathon. So I'm always trying to like find people that are in the same position, because I'm not going to reach out to someone who has kids, who has a whole different background and a whole different like, I guess, aspect that they want to work on unless they come out to me. So I want to find people in the same position that are just trying to like build that strength or have the same goals as I do. And then I find them. You're going to actually be surprised how many people you find that have like their own fitness accounts just because they love fitness and they want to share about it, but they don't have anywhere to share about it and they don't know how or why. So then when I have found them and I start conversations, I say like, I'm doing this thing, and you're able to like actually help people. Like I see that you're already doing like half the work of what we do as coaches, except now you just like keep sharing about a program and you commit to that program, you get people to help you too. So I guess finding like your people and where you're at. So if you're someone that's like already like running or weightlifting or something on the side, or you're a volleyball player, because I have a lot of college sports kids on my teams too that like play volleyball or basketball, or college students, you find them, like start reaching out to those people. Don't go so cold you have nothing to talk about. And that was a big thing I used to do that was really bad, was reaching out to cold people that was just like had nothing to do with like what I do or what I have to offer. So when you're reaching for that cold market, as they always say, is just make sure that you're finding like your people that you can actually like connect with, I guess. So that's what I got. And one more thing. I always wanted an answer. I always wanted to know exactly what people said at their cold market. I always wanted to have a script handed to me that worked for people 100%. And I don't think anyone has an answer, because realistically, every single person in this group would have needed a specific different message if you just got a random message on Instagram, unless, like you're someone that responds to all generic things. You're going to be looking for something different. There is no specific thing to say. So don't be afraid to just like test your waters and find it out. And once you start way possible, it will make more sense. So it's like what I would say or what Carly would say or what Cassie would say, like it doesn't matter, because that's not what you're going to say anyways. You need to say what you would say and how you would talk yourself.
It's so true. And like when Krystal, you were at Lakeside Leadership, you were like talking to me about the conversations that you have and how you do everything in Instagram DMs and I do everything in emails, and you don't use like a Challenger application, and I do. Like, guys, she talks to people like 100% different than I do, and we're both successful. Like it's not like everyone's talking the same. Like Krystal found her niche and she was like teaching us how she does it, and we were all looking at her like, we don't do that. But like she's successful, and then I'm over here doing something totally different, still successful. So fail forward and kind of figure out what works for you. Nicola asked, what does your daily schedule look like? Katie, do you want to go?
Sure. So my daily schedule actually has been absolutely insane because I've been traveling every weekend this summer. I just moved. I've been winning weddings. But when I did get in a really good groove for about 2 weeks before moving, I would wake up in the morning before work, either do coaching business then or working out then, and then go to work, and then after work do whichever one I did not do at the end of the day. So like either coaching or my workout. And when I say coaching, what I mean by that is reaching out to people, to coaching sneak peeks, to challenge. I don't really invite to challenge groups that often. To the coaching opportunity, all that kind of stuff, making connections with people, finding new people to follow, checking in with my challengers, that kind of thing. And make sure you're being efficient with your time, because I realized after a while that I was being really inefficient with my time. I was being completely unorganized. I had like lists that were like strewn apart across the apartment that were like half finished. I would forget about what I'm doing. So get organized, whatever works for you. Like I made this binder where I have like a calendar that's like laminated so that I can erase with a dry erase marker. I have my win the week checklist that's laminated so that I can erase, and notes that's laminated. And then I have different tabs for like check-ins with my challengers, check-ins with my team, challenge groups that I'm running. So make sure that you're being efficient. And then another thing that another coach said, I don't remember who said this, but on a team call that really kind of changed how I was doing my business is stop responding to Instagram or Facebook messages on the fly. Like sit down and you have your 15 minutes to respond to those. Otherwise you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you're working all day when you're really not. It's just like you're responding to random messages. So my day would look like coaching in the morning, and then I'd do a post in the morning, and then I'd usually do one at noon. And then at nighttime I'd do coaching or working out. And just make sure when you're scheduling your day, if you have someone really important in your life, someone that you live with, a partner, husband, spouse, whatever, make sure you let them know what your schedule is. Because I kind of got into a little bit of trouble when I was not communicating that. And then, my fiance kind of felt like I was just constantly working. But once he knew, like, okay, Katie has scheduled time in for me first, and then she's put in her coaching hours at these times, and he knows it, it's worked out so much better.
Okay. So for me, I'm a full-time nursing student in college. Summer was pretty easy because I was a nanny. And so when I was nannying, I was able to kind of like dual up a little bit with the business as well. But a big thing I'm going to take away right away from what Katie said is if you have kids, or I don't have my own, but I was a nanny, they're going to copy you, and you need to remember your eyes to somebody. So I never wanted to be that nanny that had my eyes in my phone or my eyes stared at my laptop the whole day. I would have loved to, you know, work more so like what I could on my business, but you need to realize too that like people are watching what you're doing when you have little ones. So that kind of like, I pulled away from that. And then, so it was kind of all over the place. I never had like set hours, and I still don't. So that's kind of a little bit different. I would like to, and I'm trying to, and I'm working on it, but transitioning from summer into school is huge. So, I mean, I have class like 9 to noon Monday and 9 to noon Thursday, and then clinicals for 5 hours in the evening, Tuesdays, Wednesday. So it sounds like there's a lot of time in between it, which there is, but there's a lot of time too that, you know, you have life going on. And I get up at 4 a.m. every day to work with my mom. So I get up in the morning, I'm exhausted. We do that. I get ready for the day. I pack my stuff, and I am usually at the school beforehand. So I'm kind of like the pocket coach right now. What I'm trying to do come October, and sooner is like it's nice and soon as possible, like to structure it, because I am getting overwhelmed. And I'm going to say that honestly, like I'm someone who has my phone with me. I'm trying to do those pocket hours where I'm answering people back and all that. And I'm getting really overwhelmed, and it can be really frustrating when you're with people and they're like, well, you're always on your phone. It's like, I promise I'm not just like trying to ignore you. I'm trying to respond to people, and that can be a little bit much. So really like pick those times. Like it makes me almost feel hypocritical because I do really try to set those pockets, but then I'm also such a people pleaser that I want to make sure I'm doing everything I can help them. Always answering the text messages, always answering their Instagram messages, because I do everything through Instagram and Facebook right now. I'm trying to really transition over into this big thing so I can communicate with my challengers directly through email and then the page. And if they don't want to talk in the page and they don't respond to their email, well, that's too bad, because they're choosing to not communicate with me, and I'm giving them the 100% options of how to do so. And before, I was always really, really trying to cater to them and make sure I'm being a good coach, because I had that guilt that, hey, if I'm not showing up for them and they're not having as an amazing of an opportunity as I did, they're going to hate it and they're going to hate me. Realistically, you give them a tool, and if they're not going to use what you're giving them, because I show up every single day in my pages, I don't care how busy I am, I'm always posting in my pages, I'm always posting on and those challengers really want a lot from you. So just roll with that and do the best that you can, and organize your time, because you need to remember that this is a job. It's a really great job, and you should love it, and you should fill in however much time you want, but make sure you're not interfering with like your life too.
Okay, we have time for like one more question. So does anybody, I lost it all because people are just like blowing up the chat with your guys' responses. So if anybody has one last question, bumping this question to the top. Okay, Gigi has something. Let me hear it, girlfriend. Maybe not. Gigi, we want to know your question. Oh, new followers aside from hashtags. How do you get new followers aside from hashtags?
Don't rely on hashtags to get followers, because how many times do you on your personal Instagram go find people to follow from hashtags? I mean, I know that's how Krystal found Carly, but like, at least for me, I never, ever, ever did that. So you have to follow other people. So, in Team Gratefully Fit, Katie, I don't remember her last name, she did an awesome Instagram training where she talks about how she goes and finds accounts that she relates with her brand. Like say maybe like Whole Foods or something. Probably not. I mean, that's a pretty big one. But go to their Instagram page, see who's liking and commenting on their stuff. Go follow those people. And then when you follow them, if their account is public, like go through and maybe like something or comment on something. If it's not public, then obviously you can't do that. And then like they'll usually go to your page and decide whether or not to follow you back. So like that's how I find people to follow, is just by following other people.
I also follow other people, and then I kind of like wait to see if they follow me back after like a week, because if they follow you back, they're interested in what you do, and then I unfollow the other people and I focus on the ones that followed me back. I won't go huge into it, but I'm pretty positive Kate Morgan, I watched a video she did like 2 days ago. It's like a team call. It's on Team Elevate's page. She has a really good way of building your following with Captivate. It just helps you like follow people and create comments and all that kind of stuff. But basically, don't wait for people to follow you. Don't get obsessed with hashtags. Like, you need to follow other people. And as I'm sure you guys have heard by now, do not just follow thousands of people and let your following look like 10 people are following this person and she follows 5,000, because someone's going to go to that page right away and be like, spam. Like that's what I would do. When you go to someone's page and you see that there's more followers versus what they're following, that all of a sudden just like gives people that, I should follow them too. So that's something that really comes easy to someone. So when your following starts growing, like, you know, if I went to Carly's page, I had no idea who she was. I see 26,000 people following her, like, follow. So like building your following is important, but don't obsess over it. Follow other people to get to that point. Keep sharing, be consistent. You'll show up on Explore and use those hashtags and really listen to your coaches and do the extra work if you need to find out how to grow your Instagram, learn the algorithm, and just keep like moving it. It's a constantly learning kind of a thing.
And don't worry about your following. I mean, I still don't even have 1,000 followers. Like I hit diamond without that. Like if you have 25 followers, you have a diamond and beyond. You reach out to all of them. Like how many Facebook friends do you have? Like reach out to all of them. So it's really quality over quantity anyway, because, you know, a lot of times if you have a lot of followers, you know, they're a huge chunk, I mean, even a huge chunk of mine, I don't even have 1,000 are businesses, and I'm followed by a lot of dog accounts. So that too, like, you know, they're not all real anyway.
Another thing that,
Sorry, do we have time for me to show them my binder? I see a lot of comments about people wanting to see my binder.
Yeah, I was thinking if you want to do like a live video on it, or if you want to do like a recording and then like upload it or something, I can totally.
Yeah, I could do that.
Because we can like rewatch it. Because I'd love to like, if you did a live video, you could like turn it around and like show people the binder. Another thing, Krystal, that you did, I know, is you always tag things, and you're really, really, really good about that, like tagging brands. You know, whatever, like yoga pants you're wearing, you're tagging those brands. Whatever, like stickers that you have on there, like you'll tag like whatever companies that is. You're gonna tag yourself, and like whatever it is, I can always tap on your picture, and you have at least like 5 tags of all these brands. So I mean, that just gets you like tagged in all of these other platforms, right? So it's about spreading yourself out on Instagram, trying to figuring out you know, how to get your name out there. So Cassie, did you have anything else to say besides the fact that you don't have an iPhone?
Dude, leave me alone. My phone works fine.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so I just have one last little action item for you guys, because obviously originally like this talk was about diamonds. Okay, stop. And then we'll move on to creating a vision board if you guys are going to stick around. I have like a little bit planned where I'm going to talk, and then we can literally just create vision boards together. But basically, I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys this diamond roadmap, because again, diamond needs to be your focus, you know, as you're building your business, because diamond means you're actually doing the things that you're supposed to do as a coach. So usually I ask you guys, okay, let me know your takeaways from the team call. I want all of you guys to download this when I upload it to the team page. I want you to upload it to your Instagram story so you can write on it. And I want you to write your diamond goal date. I want you to write the coaches that you already have in your sponsorship drill down in your network. And then I want you to write in the emeralds that you have if you have any. So you guys can have a visual. Like this is what a vision board is about, right? Like visually looking at like what your goals are. Because without this, like it's really easy to say like, okay, like I want to be a diamond coach. But like this is diamond, this is what it looks like, where are you and where do you need to go? This I share with my team all the time, and it's just so helpful to have that vision. So that's going to be the action item. If you're already at diamond, I would love to know what your star diamond rank advancement goal date is, but it's just super helpful. So just obviously upload it to Instagram. You don't have to post it to your story, but once you've written on it, just download that, and then you can upload it and post it in the Facebook group. I'm going to stop this recording.